Okay, so this is going to be our last video on the referencing and using Mendeley to reference, because we've set up everything that we need to know. I've shown you how to get all the types of documentation, how to incorporate different references. So now you have some sort of thing that you've written, right? And you want to reference an article. Now you go to references in Word, you go to your plugin, you say insert citation. Let's see what's there. You search, the last thing we searched for was the lead-free mixed tin and germanium perovskites for photovoltaic application. You just click on it, you say OK. And remember, you check that your style has been correctly set to Royal Society of Chemistry. And let's just put, and we can now insert a bibliography, which will be done as whatever you set the style there. Let's say, for example, I use my master style. You see it's immediately updated in the way that you want to have it. You can also use, let's see, Vancouver should be something different. And you see the in-text citation differs from what we have here. But for 382, we're going to use Royal Society of Chemistry. So it's that. You can also have multiple references at one point. So when you're here, you basically highlight that reference. And you see it's no longer going to say insert citation, it becomes edit citation. Now I can edit citation. So you have U 2017. So let's add, let's say something random, what we're going to search for, perovskites. I have a lot of references. So you need to add more references, of course, then you can search for different things. And I want to add that reference, and I want to add another one. I want to add that reference, and let's just say, for the fun of it, I want to add that reference. Okay. Now you're going to see it changes from 1 to 4, so it has 4 references there, and all 4 are all of a sudden in our bibliography, or actually reference list. Remember, bibliography is technically the American term for a reference list, and a bibliography in the UK English actually refers to a group or a list of things that you've read to write something. So for example, my whole bookcase is my bibliography, but I'm only going to reference 2 of the books because there's specific things I cite from them. So this is how you do the citation using Mendeley. And as you can see, it's quite easy. It's quite straightforward. It removes a lot of headaches, and you don't have to worry about your consistencies. So let me just put off the paragraph marks. So you can see there's a full stop at the end of each of the references. The things that need to be bolded are bolded. The things that need to have dashes between text and dashes between them have that. The things that need to be italicized are italicized. And you don't need to worry about that. And that is the beauty of using software to do monotonous work for you. So it just eases your load in terms of referencing. So just go through, if you struggle with anything, go through the videos again. I'm quite sure we've covered everything that you need to know. Of course, perhaps just the last thing that we need to do is, let's say we want to add another reference there. And let's have the same reference as somewhere in the text. So that's then going to become number 1. And then you see it's still there from 1 to 4. Mendeley will keep track of what needs to go where, but it's referenced correctly according to the RCS method, which is the one you're going to use this year for 382. Yeah, then just some checks and balances that you always need to check. Like I said, just make sure of the author names, then the journal is in italics, the date, then the volume is in bold, page numbers as a text and dash. So I hope some of you have been able to realize what's the difference between that. Oops. Let's say H, H, and H, H. You see the one is much larger than the other one. And that is basically the difference. That's actually a bond, and that is just a normal dash. But here it uses a text and dash. You see the longer bond or the longer dash length, which just needs to be consistently used. So if you're going to do the references by hand, just make sure that you are consistent. Otherwise, you can use Mendeley to take away all your pain. And as I said, I would advise you to start using Mendeley as early as possible, because if you're interested in doing a master's or PhD or any subsequent research, then Mendeley will just help you once you get over 100 references and things need to repeat and repeat and repeat. It just becomes easier. For example, let's say you want to fix something in Mendeley and you forget it's 17 times throughout your thesis, there's this mistake. You have to fix it 17 times. But in Mendeley, if you fix it in this app, you change whatever you would like to fix. Let's say, for example, so this reference here, this number 2, is the one that I have open at the moment here in Mendeley. Let's say I change that to issue 20 because that was a mistake that happened. I just have to go back to my Word document. I say here at the References tab, I say refresh. Oh no, wait, that's not going to change anything. We want to change 139. My apologies. 145. We're too deep in this video for me to re-record. And then you see it automatically updates to 145. And it's not something that you will have to remember. It's just something that happens automatically if you use the referencing software. Okay, so the next videos are going to talk about Word and how you can become as skilled as myself and how you can make nice and beautiful things like your practical manual. Yeah, but for now, I think this is a good time to take a break. So please take a break, drink some water, and continue on with this once you're ready to go on. All right, I'll see you in the next video.